of the action tonight. If you listened in earlier this evening, you got a chance to follow the Lady Cats as they could not get past a very determined group of Baldwin Bulldogs. The Lady Bulldogs taking the victory 55-35 in the opening match and going up with the victory as they will move on to Emporia next week to start state tournament time on Wednesday for the ladies. The Wildcats looking to get a victory here and move into state tournament Thursday in Emporia. Teams are on the floor. Officials have the ball in hand. We're ready for the tip, and we'll be underway here in the Sub-State Finals. Tip goes to Anderson County as they will play it in the backcourt. Up across the headline and across the way, they'll send it into the far corner. Rutgers with the ball on the dribble. Plays it into Rutgers. Down low, shot up by Allred, around and down. They'll move on up court with full court pressure across to Fiedler now. Across the timeline finds Nordstad. They'll shut the offense. Man-to-man pressure. Rutgers rolled off by the pick. Pick and go. Gives it up to Fiedler. Turnaround shot is good. Garrison Fiedler gets the first bucket for the Wildcats as we're tied 2-2 in the open minute of play. Ball at the top of the circle. Keyser with the dribble. Gives it up on the left wing in the hands of Rutgers. Coming out for a three-point shot. Powson off the mark, and Jace Watkins chases down the ball for the Wildcats. Across the timeline ahead to Nordstad. Wildcats did something in their first game that we hadn't seen. They started off the scoring with 6 3-pointers. Maybe this time it's going to be 6 2-pointers as Hess gets the 2 for the Wildcats. Steal and up court they come. Jace Watkins with the ball. Back on top to Fiedler. They'll set as Connor comes out to take the basketball. Offense at the top of the key. Dribble drive goes Connor, gets his man in the air. Fiedler, a nice slick pass by Connor. And the Wildcats jump out to a 6-2 margin here in the early going. 2 minutes in, a three-point shot away, but no good. And Nordstad pours up for the Cats. Lead out ahead to Jace behind the arch. A three on the way. It's off the mark. No good. Rebounded to Garnett. Up court they come and steal. Nice job, Nordstad with the pick. He's going to lead it up one-on-one. Plays it up and in. Brandon Nordstad gets the pick. Goes coast to coast for the bucket. And the Wildcats are up 8-2. We've got 5:35 left on the clock in the first quarter of play here. Houston with the dribble at the top of the key. Gives off on the near wing. Puts it in the hands of Keyser. He'll look to the top of the circle. Rundle spins it on the far side. Finds Rutgers. Back to Powson. He'll dribble drive. Kicks out on the wing. Up. Stop and pop. Shot away is no good. Jace Watkins with the board for the Wildcats. Anderson County not getting put-back opportunities here as the Cats are doing a good job on the defense. Hess with a drive to the hoop. Won't fall home and boarded away to Anderson County. In the backcourt, they'll bring it up to Powson. He'll skip past on the far wing. Finds Allnut from three. It's no good, and Nordstad gets that board. Up the court to Jace Watkins. He jukes his man. Gets the shot off. No good. And they bring back the ball down court on the drive. Shot is foul called on Tegan Hess. Tegan saves a sure two-point layup, but whistled for the foul. That's going to send number 3, Justin Rutgers, to the line to shoot 2 free throws for the Bulldogs. Clock stopped with 4:40 here as Rutgers sets to the line. First free throw away is no good, and he'll be set for a second opportunity. And checking in, number 2, Garrett Edens for the Bulldogs. For the Wildcats, number 13, Jordan Torres. Rutgers again sets at the charity stripe. His free throw bounds high off the back of the rim and finds the net, and the Wildcats lead it 8-3. Pressure in the backcourt. Nordstad picking up the dribble, goes to Jace Watkins. He'll dribble up the left side. Across the timeline, lays it down low to Torres. Pass to Garrison Fiedler, up and in. Garrison off to a great start with 6 points, and the Wildcats lead it 10-3. Tipped away, out of bounds. It'll stay with Anderson County on the near side. As number 11 checking back on the floor, Damon Keyser for the Bulldogs. Fast and furious action here in the first 4 minutes of play as the Wildcats lead it 10-3. Behind the arc, Rundle puts it on the floor, dribble, drive, lays it up and in. Got a big first step on Garrison Fiedler and took it all the way to the hoop.
The MyTown Media Station.
Rock and roll can save the world.
Classic rock. KSMP 97.7 Burlington. The Flint Hills Classic Rock Station. 97.7 The Dawg.
The hands of Keyser, and he'll bring it up court quickly on the right-hand side in the hands of Powelson. He'll dribble drive in the lane, skip out to Rundle, stops and pops to the left-hander. It's in and out, no good. And Nordstadt boards up for the Cats. He'll lead the break. Cut off there, gives it back to Torres. Behind the arch, his three on the way, hard off the rim, no good. Rebound and away to Powelson up court. He'll run, and the pass off of Fiedler. And a big body there got in the way of the passing lane as he made up his mind not to shoot early in that drive. We've got a timeout on the floor after a speedy first 5 minutes of play. The Wildcats leading at 10-5 over Anderson County. And a timeout on the floor, a 30-second type. So we will keep it right here on the Dawg. We're glad you could join us tonight for the end of sub-state action. The Wildcats got a victory on Friday night. A big number as they went over the top of Baldwin with an 87-69 victory to move them into tonight's championship game. Anderson County took on Osawatomie, a Pioneer League foe that they had seen twice before this season, and they had no trouble handling the Trojans 70-31 over Osawatomie last night. That puts these two teams into the championship round right here tonight, and we're going to have a good one. Anderson County will play it in underneath their own bucket. They'll go high over the top to Rundle. Now gives it back to Powelson. Comes out from behind the arch. His three away is no good. Torres there with a good rebound. He'll clear it ahead to Jace Watkins. Up court, Connor plays it to Fiedler, up and in. They are looking to the big man tonight, and he's finishing it off at the rim for the Wildcats. 12-5 lead. Dribble drive, shot away is no good, and we're going to have a foul. He said Fiedler caught him on the head with the attempted block, and that will send the Bulldog to the line to shoot two free throws. Number 10 on the drive was Tanner Spencer, as he'll go to the line. Spencer, a 5'7" sophomore, into the lineup, hits the first free throw, and he'll be set for his second attempt. Clock stopped just under the 3-minute mark here, and the Wildcats lead it 12-7. A 5-point lead for the Cats as Allnut checks back in for Anderson County. Cats will play it in on the end line. Look to Connor Jeffers in the corner. And the ball tipped away. It'll stay with the Cats. No, said that Anderson County didn't touch it, much to the chagrin of the Burlington student section on the far side, who had a great look at that one. Yeah. But play on, he said. Anderson County to inbound. Underneath the bucket, Allnut picks the ball out to Rundle. Turnaround. The lefty shot away. No good. Off the rim. And Jordan Torres boards up for the Cats. Here comes Jeffers across the timeline. Left-hand dribble. Goes down the paint. Drives that hoop off the rim. No good. Ball tipped out of bounds, and it'll be Anderson County ball. Torres could not control that rebound. With 2:36 remaining on the clock, substitutes checking in. Back on the floor for Burlington are Brandon Nordstadt and Tegan Hess. Entering the lineup is Connor McManus for the Wildcats. Again, the Cats without the services of Mitchell Taylor. Taylor, the big 6'11" senior, injured in last Friday night's game with a concussion, not cleared to play here at the tournament. Anderson County brings the ball up court, puts it in the hands of Edens. They'll swing it around on the right side to Towson. Rundle back to Towson behind the arch. His three away is up and good. His first bucket of the night, as he is known for those three-pointers in earlier games we played with Anderson County. Ball tipped away out of bounds. It'll be Burlington ball under the hoop as they lead by 2. Anderson County bringing back, as they were down by as many as 7 early on, but they're back to a 2-point margin. Cats to inbound. Nordstad to pull the trigger. High over the top they go. Ball tipped, and Jeffers controls. But turnover, throws it away, and it'll go to Anderson County. Not focused here with the pressure Anderson County is putting on the Wildcats. On the far side, Teaser to inbound for Anderson County. They'll skip the pass to Powelson. Now back to Teaser as they'll set the offense with 1:55 on the clock. Near side, Teaser goes in the low corner. They loft down low to Holman. Shot away, it's blocked out of there. Connor McManus coming from the backside. Got a hand up and swiped that ball into the out-of-bounds mark. Anderson County to play it in under their own bucket. Up top, they go to Allnut. 18-footer short, and McManus is off his foot out of bounds. It'll be Anderson County ball to play in on the far sideline, directly in front of the Burlington bench. They're getting too many opportunities down here on this possession. Back in the hands of Teaser. Looked at the three, couldn't pull the trigger there. Now in the hands of Powelson. Pick and roll, they go down low. Shot up and in by Eaton, his first bucket as he drives the hoop. And we're tied 12-12. Cross the timeline. Ball in the hands of Hess. He'll drive the baseline. Gives it down low to Fiedler. Up for the shot. He's fouled, and that's going to send Garrison to the line to shoot a pair. Garrison with 8 points already tonight will step to the charity line as Damon Keyser picks up his first personal foul. 12-12 on the scoreboard, but Garrison puts the Cats back in the lead with the first of 2 free throws. He'll set for his second one here as substitute checking back on the floor is Nordstad. That free throw off the mark, no good, but the Cats take the lead again. Long pass down court off the top of the Bulldogs, out of bounds, and that turnover puts it in the hands of the Wildcats. Watkins to inbound for Burlington on the end line. Full court pressure by the Bulldogs. They'll find Jeffers. Back to Watkins. Up court will find Nordstad. He's going to drive in the paint. Stops and pops, but he's blocked with a foul. That'll send Brandon to the line to shoot a pair. Brandon had the huge night last night. A total of 39 points for the Brandon Nordstad and 33 points from Jace Watkins on the evening to lead the Cats on their victory. This one would not find a home as he will set for a second free throw attempt. Rundle checks into the lineup for Anderson County. 1:06 stopped on the clock. Nordstad's second free throw short off the front of the rim. Gets his own rebound. On the putback, it's blocked, but he gets his own rebound out of that. Jace Watkins thought about the three. Now he'll pull it back out. Spin move, looks down, gives it back to Connor Jeffers. Out in the corner, Nordstad a three. High archer off the rim, no good, and there he is. That is Connor Jeffers' claim to fame. He's where the ball is at. Gets the putback up for the Cats. Ball down low. Allnut scores the two coming the other way as Anderson County gets out quickly on the break. 15-14, Wildcats lead it here with 30 seconds left on the clock in this first quarter of play. Nordstad picks up the dribble, now goes to Jeffers. He'll bring it to the top of the key with the ball in the hands of Watkins. Now a reach-in foul. That's going to be Allnut picking up his first personal foul. and the second team foul on the Bulldogs here with 16 seconds remaining on the clock. Jordan Torres checks in for Garrison Fiedler to finish out this first quarter of play as the Wildcats will play it in under their own bucket. Out to Hess, left alone for three. He nails it home. We had the perfect angle. Saw it go from his hand to the net. Driving down quickly, Anderson County answers back with a bucket down low by Eden. He is fouled, and he'll get a chance to go to the line and make the three-point play the old-fashioned way. That foul whistled on Brandon Nordstadt, fouling on the shot. As Eden will step up for the free throw. It is good also. 18-17. Up court, 5 seconds. Lead out pass to Nordstadt. One. He hit the bucket and one. Great pass. That is Tegan Hess with the assist. He threaded the needle. He did. Put it right at the stride of Nordstadt to finish it off with the bucket. A foul on Edens, who just scored for Anderson County. And a three-point coming the other way for Nordstadt. Shot at the buzzer, hits the board, no good. And we're done with the first quarter of play. The Burlington Wildcats in the lead, 21-17 over Anderson County. We'll take a 1-minute timeout and be right back on the Dog.
The Appliance Store in Burlington has a large selection of Whirlpool, Maytag, and KitchenAid appliances, along with Speed Clean washers and dryers, and is your headquarters for #1 voted Green Mountain pellet grills. The Appliance Store also has Oric vacuum cleaners, bags, parts, and service what they sell, with a great selection of appliance parts on hand. The Appliance Store at 602 South 4th Street in Burlington thanks you for supporting local business and is a proud supporter of local athletics.
Hi, kids. It's Timmy the Tooth. Have you been to see your dentist lately?
Visiting the dentist doesn't have to be that frightening. It's all about which dentist you choose. At the office of Rick Smith DDS in Gridley, they offer individual comfort care for all ages. From grandparents to grandchildren, you will receive a comfortable and pleasant process. Give Rick Smith DDS a call today at 620-836-2015.
Back to courtside with your voice of the Wildcats, Jim Hills on 97.7 The Dog.
Welcome back to Burlington Wildcat basketball. Here on the Dog tonight, we're in sub-state action in Anderson County as the Burlington Wildcats take on Anderson County. The winner moving over to the state tournament in Emporia next week. Cats with a 21-17 lead at the end of the first quarter of play. And on the inbound pass, that's Carlson Towson picking up his first personal foul. The Cats will inbound again, go to Nordstadt on the right side, finds Jace Watkins, comes off the high pick, gives it back to Fiedler. His shot blocked away, and up court come the Bulldogs. Dribble drive, teaser with the shot away, it's no good. Rebound put back up and in by Justin Ruckers. He's fouled on the shot. Count that bucket, and he'll go to the line. That foul whistled on Brandon Nordstadt, his second personal of the night, and fourth team foul on the Wildcats. Coach Barrett animated with his discussion with the official on the far side, as we'll have Justin Ruckers at the line to shoot for Anderson County. He completes that three-pointer the old-fashioned way. He's got 4, and it's a 21-20 mark. The Wildcats leading. Here comes Hess. Dribble drive to the baseline. Stolen pass away, and the Bulldogs will bring it. Up court, Powelson dribble drives. Layup no good. Rebounded away by Nordstadt. He'll lead the breakout to Jace Watkins. Up and in. Jace Watkins' first bucket of the night. Back down court quickly, and here come the Bulldogs. Layup over the top for Rutgers for 2. It's back to a 1-point margin. 23-22. The Cats on top. Nordstadt picks up the dribble, goes to Jeffers. Ball chipped from the backside. And out for the layup. Allnut lays it up and in. We've got a timeout on the floor by Coach Barrett as he throws his foul on the bench. Not happy with the way the Cats are not getting back on defense after those turnovers. Anderson County scoring gold on the breaks. Rick, we've seen that in the games against Anderson County earlier in the season, and tonight they're using that to all the advantage they can have.
Yeah, right here, just recently, yeah, they're really pushing it up the court. We're kind of trotting back. We're not paying attention to really where the ball is or the offside where the man's just screaming down the court for all he's worth looking for the ball. So we've got to be aware. We've got to hustle back, know where the ball's at, know where everybody's at on the court, and present those deep layups.
Anderson County takes their first lead of the night with that breakout score, a 24-23 margin as the Wildcats will play it in on the end line. In the backcourt, Chase Watkins with the dribble, comes across the timeline for Burlington. Sets the offense, goes to Jeffers. Off the high pick, he'll give it up to Hess. A three on the way. Off the mark, no good, and rebounded to Fountain. He'll lead the break up court. Near side Rutgers. Defense flies by, short on the mark. Rebound controlled by the Cats, and Fiedler has the ball for Burlington. Chase Watkins in the backcourt now will bring it up as Coach Barrett calls out the play. Ball loose on the floor. It's off of Watkins, out of bounds, and that turnover sends it right back to the hands of the Bulldogs. A 1-point lead, 24-23. Anderson County on top with 6:09 remaining here in the first half of play. Wildcats had led until that last bucket by Anderson County. They lead it into Rundle. Turnaround shot by the lefty is up and good for John Rundle. Up court come the Cats. Watkins with the ball on the far side. Skip pass goes to Jeffers. Down the middle he goes, up and in. Good job by Connor Jeffers to hold his position and let the defense fly past. 26-25. Bulldogs lead it by one. Cats defense called the charge right here. Ball pulled out in the open court. Allnut with the dribble, waits for the defense. They'll bring it to the right side, lead it in low to Rundle. The lefty turns around on the shot, no good, and Jeffers boards it up for the Cats. In the backcourt, he'll release to Watkins. Looks up and finds Carson Byer down low. They'll bring it back out on top and start the offense all over again as Hess comes to the ball. Dribble drives to the hoop. Oh, yeah, lays it over the top of the 6'5 senior Rundle for Tegan Hess, his 7th point of the night. And the Cats are back in the lead, 27-26. Good ball. Although with the drive is blocked away. Hess comes out of there with it on the drive. Gives it up to Watkins. Looks for the follow. Fiedler cut off. Looks back to Jace. Fires off a three. Out of control on that shot by Jace Watkins. Back on defense come the Cats. They shut off Ryan. He's behind the arch. And for a three-pointer, Justin Rutgers puts the Bulldogs back on top, 29-27. We're at the 4-minute mark here of our first half of action tonight at Anderson County. Jeffers on the clear out, goes down low, picks up the dribble, stolen away, and out on the run. Here come the Bulldogs. Layup up and in over the top by number 5, Carlson. Gets his 5th point. As Coach Barrett expressing himself again to the officials on the rough play down low that resulted in a steal for the Bulldogs. 31-27, Anderson County on top as we take a 1-minute timeout for a word from our sponsors of Wildcat Football Basketball. I'm a Dog.
You're in a hurry and your car won't start. And you need a jump. Or how about the time you locked your keys in the car? Or the time you hit that deer and smashed in the front end of your car? Or maybe you just need something hauled and you don't have a truck. Maybe you just need a tire changed. Call Jeff's Towing and Recovery, AAA provider at 785-213-1669. That's 785-213-1669. And remember, it's your choice who tows your vehicle.
Does fall weather make you dream of a new home? How about that remodeling project, such as a garage or room addition? Whatever your dreams are made of, First National Bank of Kansas has many favorable options for you. From refinancing to building projects, rates are still low, so why not check them out? See Paul and Kathy in Osage City, Chris and Craig in Waverly, or Donna and Craig in Burlington. First National Bank of Kansas, where dreams come true. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Back to courtside with your voice of the Wildcats, Jim Hills on 97.7 The Dog.
Welcome back to Burlington Wildcat basketball on the Dog. We're at Anderson County, taking on Anderson County in a sub-state matchup for the championship here tonight. Anderson County a 31-27 lead as Connor Jeffers drives the lane. He's fouled, sent to the floor, and he'll be going to the charity stripe to shoot a pair. Connor, 4 points on the night, looks to add to that total as number 2, Garrett Edens, has whistled for his second
They called
foul.
it on the floor.
Oh, it was on the floor before the shot up. Cats will have possession. Inlet pass in, a lob down to Fiedler. He's held from the backside. Tackle. Yeah, that was a good tackle. That's right. If we'd have been out on the grass field, he'd have had a game-saving tackle right there. But Fiedler now will go to the line as he will shoot 1 plus a bonus. That is the 7th team foul on Anderson County and the third personal foul on Garrett Edens. Fiedler at the mark, hits the first free throw, and he'll be there for a second bonus now for the Wildcats. Garrison with 10 points on the night, now 11 for the big senior. And we're back to a 2-point game, 29-31. Anderson, almost. McManus nearly had the steal, but stepped on the out-of-bounds marker. Got a hand out on the passing lane, but could not control the ball. Anderson County to inbound on the near side. The stands are nearly full now to watch this contest. Shot is no good, but Towson is right there for the putback. Nobody blocked out the Anderson County rebounder, and he goes up for 2. In the corner, McManus gives it up to Nordstedt, goes off the pick, steps and banks one home for the Wildcats. Brandon Nordstedt now with 7 points for the Wildcats, and back to a 2-point margin. 31-33, Cats trail it. Skip pass goes over the far side. Ball loose on the floor. Cats come up with it. Connor Jeffers releases to Watkins. And in the backcourt, he'll pick up the dribble, find Nordstedt, leans in across the timeline, releases, finds Torres going to the hoop. That ball blocked away, but back into the hands of McManus. He'll find Nordstedt behind the arch. A 3 short. Out on the run out. Layup up and in for Justin Ruckers. Gets the 2. Pressure in the backcourt. McManus picks up the dribble. Got away with a double dribble down there that he carried it. And he did. And it just wasn't supposed to happen that time. Another turnover. 5 in this second quarter alone. Giving the ball back to Anderson County as Tegan Hess returns to the lineup for Burlington. They trail Anderson County 35-31 here with 2:22 remaining on the clock in our first half of play. Skip into the corner. Teaser with the ball goes over the top to Powson. They lob in the corner wing. Justin Ruckers hits from behind the arch for the 3-pointer as he has caught fire here in the second quarter of play. Cass drives the baseline, trapped down low, but he's fouled on the way up for the shot. And Tegan Hess will go to the line for the Wildcats. 38-31, Anderson County with the lead here. Clock stopped with 2 minutes on the mark as Tegan steps to the line. That foul whistled on Tanner Spencer, the 8th team foul on Anderson County. And with the free throw, Tegan now with 8 points for the Wildcats. He'll step up for the second free throw opportunity. This one in and out. Ames is on the rim and finally finds a home in the net for the Cats. 5-point margin, 38-33. Cats trail Anderson County. Lob down low, but we've got a push-off foul on Rundle as he had set from the low post position, pushed away to get advantage, and the official whistles him down. Not a shooting foul, but the 9th team foul. Next one will put the Cats in the double bonus. Watkins to inbound in the backcourt. Finds Hess. Heads to the midcourt stripe. Gives it up to Nordstad. Back to Jeffers. He goes down the lane. Kicks out. Hess from three. Nice job taking Hess. Got his feet set. Went up and scores the three for the Cats. They close it to a 2-point margin, 38-36. But Allnut goes in for the bucket. Little pick and roll. 36-40 now on the mark. Here with a minute 20 remaining in the first half of play. Pass across the timeline. Spin move down low. Gets away from his defender. There, can't hit the shot, but Jeffers comes up with the loose ball. They'll lay it in low to Fiedler. Up and in. Garrison's been quiet in this second quarter, but got that inlet pass and finished it off at the net. 38-40. Cats fighting back, trying to regain this lead before the end of the halftime. We're under a minute to play in the first half. Rundle down low, works against Hess. Spin move, the lefty is up and over the top. He had the mismatch advantage of height, and Rundle scores up for the Bulldogs. Nordstad at the top of the circle, 30 seconds on the clock. Flips to Fiedler. He's at the corner. Spin move, gives it out to Hess. He's set for another three, off the mark, no good. And ball loose on the floor. The Bulldogs come out of there with it. Rundle controls, gives it up to Ruckers. He wanted to pull the trigger. Couldn't make it happen. They'll pull it out and hold for the last shot. 10 seconds on the clock. They'll find Towson. He's not afraid to gun it up from long range. A three on the way is no good. A whistle and a foul. No, it hit the support off the bound. Out of bounds, and the Wildcats will have it with 2.3 seconds on the inline inbound. They've got enough time to come up and get a good look for a shot here as Watkins will inbound. Goes to Nordstad. Across the timeline, shot on the way. From our angle, it looked like it was headed home, but ball's incomplete, and we've got a half of basketball in the books here. Anderson County leading 42-38 here at the halftime break over the Burlington Wildcats. We're going to take a 3-minute timeout here, get our numbers together from this first half of action, and we'll be back with Wildcat basketball on the Dog.
U.S. Cellular Wireless Concepts in Burlington and 97.7 The Dog invite you for some action on ice as the Topeka Roadrunners battle it out for victory. We're giving away 2 tickets on Tuesdays for hockey at its finest at the Kansas Expo Center in Topeka. Get signed up for your chance to win tickets at U.S. Cellular Wireless Concepts, 401 Garrettson in Burlington. For home game dates and times, go to Topeka Roadrunners on Facebook.
Life Care Center of Burlington offers all the comforts of home as well as added luxuries, including a beauty and barber salon, specialized fine dining program, courtyard and gardening area, and is conveniently located near shopping, retirement communities, and other medical community resources. Life Care also provides in- and outpatient rehabilitation services for all ages. Their licensed staff offers 24-hour skilled nursing. Stop by and visit the Life Care Center of Burlington today, located at 601 Cross Street.
Trust Point Insurance is truly an independent insurance agency. They have the unique ability to shop the marketplace for the insurance company that provides the best protection at the most competitive price and has the ability to write with over 30 different companies. Trust Point Insurance offices are located at 800 North 4th Street in Burlington and 902 Commercial Street in Emporia. Stop in or call today to set up a time that is convenient for you to discuss your auto, home, farm, business, crop, and life insurance, or visit them online at trustpointinsurance.net. The staff at Diners Cafe, located at 1020 North 2nd Street in Burlington, wants to say thank you to our customers for their patronage. If you haven't been in yet, come give us a try. We believe you'll be pleasantly surprised. We strive to provide you with a total dining experience, great service, wholesome eats, and a comfortable atmosphere. Diners Cafe, we're happy to be a part of Burlington and Coffee County. You'll find us next door to the Country Haven Inn, proud to support USD 244 activities.
In life, there are people, places, and things known as exceptional. There is a place like that in Garnett, Kansas. Hi, this is Brian Steffens, and I'm talking about Beckman Motors. Everywhere you go, you'll see vehicles with the Beckman Motors name on them. We want to show you how exceptional we are. The next time you decide to buy a new Ford or Chevy or any pre-owned vehicle, do yourself a favor and come to Beckman Motors in Garnett and experience what it's like to buy a vehicle from exceptional people in an exceptional place. Beckman Motors on Highway 59 in Garnett, Kansas, selling new Fords and Chevrolets along with pre-owned vehicles for a long time and doing it exceptionally well every day.
Stop in at Hoover's Thriftway, your friendly hometown grocery store in Burlington. And this week, Best Choice granulated sugar, 4-pound bag, $1.59. And fresh strawberries, 1 pound, $1.69. And frozen chicken thighs or drumsticks, 79 cents a pound. And Folgers Country Roast Coffee, $4.99. And Blue Bunny Ice Cream, $5.99. And Best Choice Whipped Topping, 99 cents. Hoover's Thriftway, sale ends March 6th.
Back to courtside with your voice of the Wildcats, Jim Hills on 97.7 The Dog.
Welcome back to Burlington. Wildcat basketball on the Dog tonight. We're at Anderson County, host of the Class 4A Division II Substate. And we've had a wild and fast and furious game here tonight on the Dog. First quarter, Wildcats came out strong, taking as much as a 10-3 lead in the first 4 minutes of play before Anderson comes back and ties the score 12-12. Wildcats, after quarter break, led 21-17. Anderson County comes out and takes their first lead of the night at the 6:22 mark as they would go on top 24-23. The Wildcats get close, bite at their ankles, but cannot get back on top. But here at the halftime break, they trail by 4, a 42-38 margin. Anderson County in the lead. Scoring for the Bulldogs, 2 points from Tanner Spencer, 5 tonight from Garrett Eaton, 6 each from Cass Allnutt and John Rundle, 7 points from Carlson Powson, and the big scorer in double figures, Justin Ruckers. Ruckers a pair of 3-pointers on his way to 16 to lead Anderson County tonight. On the Wildcats side of the scoring book, Chase Watkins with 2 points as he's been held silent early in the contest. He needs a breakout as he did last night in that big win over Baldwin. 4 points from Connor Jeffers, working hard down in the low paint area. Then Brandon Nordstadt with 7 points for the Wildcats. In double figures, Tegan Hess, 12 points as he hits a pair from behind the arch, and 2 of 2 on the free throw mark for Tegan. Garrison Fiedler, big first quarter for the senior, puts in 9 points on his way to a total of 13, and he hits 3 of 4 from the charity stripe for the Wildcats tonight. Again, the key is turnovers and Anderson County's ability to score off the turnover. They get the ball in hand. They've got somebody breaking through the basket nearly every time, and those breakout points add up quickly. Rick, we knew about their speed from the earlier games we saw them, and they're capitalizing on it here tonight.
Yeah, they did that in the second quarter well enough to take the lead. I think we got outscored there in the second quarter. But they utilize their speed and quickness as soon as they get the rebound. It's out of bounds and right into a man, and everybody is just flying down court. And they're taking advantage of the Wildcats not knowing where their man's at or just plain not getting back quick enough. But there's still plenty of time left here. It's only a 4-point game. Still anybody's ball game. and we'll just see what happens here in the second half.
And that second half will get underway. We've got 3 minutes on the clock, and we've got a couple of update scores for you here. Some other information around the area tonight as the Hartford girls went to Hartford for their sub-state, but fell to the hands of the Jaguars 65-61. That was Hartford on top of Waverly in the girls contest. Their boys game going on right now as our game is.
So Hartford
also
did win or didn't win?
Hartford was the winner over Waverly tonight.
61.
Cool. Good game right there on the home court of the Hartford Jaguars. It was the Southern Coffee County girls going on the road to St. Paul to take on the homestanding St. Paul team. Did not fare well as they fell to defeat 57-20 in their sub-state action in Class 1A. Their boys contest also matches up with St. Paul as we're talking now. And up at Alma-Wapunse, the Opie girls got a victory over Jeff North and punched their ticket to the Class 2A state tournament in Manhattan. The boys contest finds Linden and Burlingame at the halftime break. Linden ahead by 3. And a couple of teams from the Pioneer League. Wellsville hosting the game at Wellsville tonight. The Wellsville Lady Eagles took on Eureka in the first contest. We don't have a score from that. And in the boys' game at that site, it was Osage City and Council Grove starting out just as our game gets underway also. Former Tri-Valley League matchups down at Riverton in Class 3A. Both the Caney Valley girls and boys make it to the championship. The boys match up with Cherryvale, and the girls take on the Erie Red Devils in that tournament final. Class 4A Division I, the same group that we are in, finds Hayden hosting the sub-state, and the championship round on the boys' side matches up Hayden and Santa Fe Trail, another Pioneer League team. Hayden girls take on Jeff West on the girls' side. And down south at Frontenac, Iowa was paired up in that tournament. Both the boys and girls were defeated by Frontenac in the first round games, and in the finals finds both Frontenac and Girard in the championship matchup there. Also of interest in Class 6A, Blue Valley Northwest tonight in the semifinals. They have a little different tournament with the Class 6A as they take a 16-4 record against the number 8 seed Shawnee Mission West team, and that game will send them on to the 6A tournament in Wichita next week. But right here, we're back on the floor, ready for action. Anderson County gets the possession as they take a lead to start the third quarter, 42-38, and we are underway. A strip and a steal by the Wildcat. Here comes Fiedler up with the drive, and one. That bucket, he's fouled, and he'll go to the line. Nice job. Coming up is Connor Jeffers. Feeds the ball smoothly off to Fiedler. And John Rundle going up for the big block is whistled for his second personal. Fiedler finishing it off in the bucket, and he'll go to the line. A three-point play narrows the lead to 1 now for the Wildcats and the Bulldogs. Up court on the near wing. Anderson County sets it out to the top of the circle again. They'll call out the offense on the left side. High post, Big Rundle looks for the pick and roll. It's not there. They'll clear it to Allnut. Now in the hands of Rutgers. Rutgers was their big scorer in the first half of play with 16. Falston on the dribble. Gives it up to Rundle behind the arch. He'll clear it again to Keyser. And they'll be patient on the offense. Left side, Keyser with the dribble. Goes back over the top. That's the offense. Connor Jeffers with that defensive assignment. He's outmatched by size, but not by intensity of defense. That's for sure. Rutgers feeds the ball into Allnut. He turns in the middle, takes the ball down low. The Cats can't get the steal. And up for the bucket is Case Allnut. Back to a three-point margin here. with Bulldogs on top. And the ball stripped away from Hess. The turnover into the hands of Anderson County. Dribble drive and lay in by Powson as he's got 9 points for the Bulldogs. Wildcats have got to value the possession of that ball every time. Jeffers flies over the way, goes off and where they caught. Going back the other way, they get out on the run and not paying attention. Gets the bucket. Up court comes Jeffers. He drives the lane again, lays it up hard, no good. Fiedler with the board and lay back by Garrett. It's back. Now the defense does get back in time to stymie any outbreak by the Bulldogs. 48-45, ball loose on the floor. Rundle comes up with it. Now they'll pull it out, take their time, set the offense up. As we're at breakneck speed here to start out this third quarter of action. Skip pass goes to the left side. Now back to the top of the circle. They'll find Rutgers. Looks to the high post. Dribble drive, but we've got a block foul on the floor. Number 34, Connor Jeffers, picks up his first personal foul. That will put Anderson County to play it in underneath their own bucket, leading 48-45. Powson looks for the cutters. Set a lob high over the top. They go to Rundle. Coming in from the out-of-bounds mark. Powson with the ball. Goes down the lane, stops and pops. Short off the rim, no good. Tipped away, and Nordstadt boards it for the count. Tipped away. Shot blocked by Fiedler. And from the backside, we've got a whistle and a foul on the reach-in. Number 11, Damon Teaser. He's a bit disgusted that he was whistled up for the foul. But the official says, yes, you did. Second team foul on Anderson County as number 10, Tanner Spencer, checks into the lineup for the Bulldogs. They'll put full court pressure on the Wildcats on the play-in. My God. And in by Powson. Miscommunication on the inlet pass. And Powson profits from it. With the two, across the timeline comes Nordstadt. Sets it to Jace Watkins. With the dribble, sets right wing. Looking inside to Fiedler. Can't get it to him. They'll skip it to Hess on the wing. 3 away is no good, and Allnut scores it for Anderson County. 45-50. It's a 5-point margin. The Bulldogs on top here with 4:32 remaining in the third quarter of play. Rundle with the ball on the left wing. 18-footer on the way. No good, and Jace Watkins pours out for Burlington. Of course, he'll come across the timeline. Driving down the lane with the left hand. Scoop won't happen. And out on the break, here comes the Bulldogs, but Rundle traveled, did not get the pass off. He saw a streaking Allnut going to the hoop and saved by the whistle. Checking in for Burlington, Jordan Torres into the lineup as Connor Jeffers will come to the bench to get a break. And the Cats will play it in on the far side. In the backcourt, now ahead to Nordstadt. They'll play it to Tegan Hess. He'll drive the baseline. Up he goes. Shot on the way up. No, they say the foul was on the floor. We take a little different view of that ourselves. But again, those guys got the whistles and the striped shirts. We've got the headset. Whistle and a foul on number 1. Cass Allnut picking up his second personal foul. They play it in to Nordstadt behind the arch. That three is good. Brandon Nordstadt now in double figures with that three. And it's back to a 2-point margin, 48-50. Cats trail Anderson County inside of 4 minutes to play. Out on the top, Powson goes to Allnut on the wing. Now right side spin move to Spencer. They'll release the ball out on the top to Rutgers. Looks for a high pick. Bob down low. Up and turnaround is good by Eden. Good body control to bring that lob pass home. And we've got a timeout on the floor by Coach Barrett here. 30-second timeout. He's not happy with the way the Wildcats are playing defense tonight, giving up 52 points to Anderson County, a team that they've played 3 times this season and had success each time. The first game they had back in December at the Baldwin tournament and handled Anderson County with ease. The next 2 games were very competitive. The second game of the season in January, a 3-point victory for the Wildcats. And last Friday night, to wind up Pioneer League play, the final score not indicative of how hard both teams played for the Wildcats to get the big victory there. They'll inbound the ball in the backcourt to Fiedler. He'll give up the dribble to Nordstadt. Set to come across the timeline. He'll drive straight down the middle. Goes by the defenders. Fiedler comes up there with the loose ball. Spin move up and in. Garrison Fiedler, nice job going all the way to the hoop as he's got 20 points for the Wildcats now. Dribble drive by Spencer, no good, and a putback on the near side by Eden. Good positioning to go up for the board. Cats could not take advantage of getting within 2. It's a 54-50 margin now. F floater short off the board, no good. And Anderson County leads it out ahead. Dribble drive up and in by number 3 Rutgers. Again, just not getting back soon enough or not where your man's at. They are amping up the speed of the game on every turnover by the Wildcats. Dribble drive by Hess under the hoop, up and in on the reverse layup by Tegan Hess. He's now got 14 points for the Wildcats. Rutgers behind the arcs, looks inside to Rundle. They'll skip it back out to the top of the circle. Edens goes to the top side now. Spencer looking for the play. Goes left wing. Rutgers puts it down. Rundle's going to drive the baseline. Feeds off to Edens. Good job as the defense collapsed on the driver. He feeds Edens, who goes up and gets his 11th point of the night. Nordstadt back up court quickly. Cats trail by 8. 52-56. 58-52 is the score. Drive in and gets bumped. Can't get the shot down. Pass down low on the lead out is Justin Rutgers with another chippy on the break. The student section for Anderson County on their feet and excited. A turnover again. Dribbled off of Nordstadt's leg. Puts it in the hands of Anderson County. Watkins gets the steal. He's going to go coast to coast. Plays it up and in. Cats have got to capitalize on every possession. But down court quickly the other way comes Anderson County on the return. In the hands of Rundle. He'll clear it to the top side. 60-54 now on the board as we're under 1 minute play here in the third quarter. Rutgers a 3. Hard off the rim, no good. Rebound fought for. Fiedler can't control it. It's out of bounds. And that'll be Anderson County ball to play in under their own bucket. As Carson Meyer, Connor McManus, and Connor Jeffers check back on the floor for the Wildcats. Anderson County to play it in under their own bucket here as Paulson will key it up. Looks for the cutter. Now they go high over the top to Rundle in the deep corner. It's low. Ball loose in the paint. Turn around, and now we've got a whistle and a foul on the reach-in. That's number 22, Connor McManus, whistled for his first personal foul. Only 2 team fouls on the Wildcats, 3 on Anderson County here in the third quarter of play. 38 seconds remaining. Cats trail by 6. Down low they go to Eden. 1 step up and in. Defense left him all alone, and Eden's a big third quarter with 8 points for the Bulldogs. Jeffers with the dribble out at the top of the circle. He'll set the offense with 16 seconds on the clock. Big move comes back. 5 seconds. A 5-second closely guarded call results in a turnover back to Anderson County. Jeffers lost track of the time as he was closely guarded through the entire dribble, and the official right on the mark. Anderson County, 10 seconds on the clock. Have a play set for it. Turn and roll. They go down to Alden, and he's fouled on the way to the hoop. That'll send him to the line. That's going to be a reach-in on Connor Jeffers, I believe. Connor whistled for his second personal foul, but it stops the clock with 4.5 seconds and sends Holmet to the line for 1+ free throws. No, they called it a shooting foul. It's a 2-shot opportunity. He makes the most of the first one, and he'll be there for a second free throw. Checking back onto the floor, Brandon Nordstadt for the Cats, as Jace Watkins will get a bottle of water on the side, get refreshed, and ready to get back in the contest. Another free throw up and good for Anderson County. Across the timeline, Nordstadt, a 3 at the buzzer, hits the rim and rolls off. And we've completed 3 quarters of play with the Anderson County Bulldogs leading 64-54, a 10-point margin at the break. We're going to take a 1-minute timeout and return with Wildcat basketball on the Dog.
If you've got just the right paint color in mind, don't settle for anything less. Head to Burlington Building Materials, located at 626 Neosho in Burlington, and experience a brand new paint department brought to you by Do It Best Quality Paints. Your home is your canvas, and whether you're looking for a functional neutral or a pop of the trending hue, the Colors Journeys experience at Burlington Building Materials has all the tools you need to help your vision come to life. Colors Journeys, your destination for inspiration.
Sports socks can be fashionable. Prescription Center, the pharmacy inside Hooper Thriftway, has the Touch brand of compression socks. These combed cotton knee-high support socks offer a snug, stylish fit and feel luxuriously smooth against the skin. Sizes for men and women are available in timeless patterns and colors. Buy the softest compression socks on the market today at Prescription Center, 312 Cross Street. Prescription Center, the pharmacy inside Hooper's Thriftway, 620-364-5523.
Back to courtside with your voice of the Wildcats, Jim Hills on 97.7 The Dog.
Welcome back to Burlington Wildcat basketball here on the Dog tonight in sub-state action at Anderson County. The Cats trail the Bulldogs by 10 as we start the fourth quarter, but Connor Jeffers drives the lane, gets the bucket, and we're back to single digits again. Dribble drive by Holnut, kicks out into the corner. Rutgers gives up the ball, goes back out on the top. They'll set the ball on the far side. In the hands of Rutgers again. They will off down low, but it's out of bounds. The turnover sends it back to the Cats. First turnover of the fourth quarter into the hands of the Cats. The last shot. Inbound, the Cats look to break that press. They'll put it back in the hands of Connor. Lead out ahead pass goes to McManus on the right wing. He's trapped there, loose ball. He gets the loose. It's still on the floor and in the hands of Alnut. He lead out pass to Rutgers. Drives and he's fouled on the way to the hoop. Connor Jeffers saving a 2-point lay-in and whistle for his third personal. Ball handling has been the bugaboo of the Wildcats here tonight. Rutgers to the charity stripe, will shoot 2. First one on the way, bounds off the rim, no good. And he'll be there for a second opportunity as Jace Watkins and Tegan Hess both check back into the lineup for the Cats. Rutgers with his second free throw on the way is up and good. Rutgers tonight with 25 for the Bulldogs. The 65-56 mark. Cats trail by 9. Jeffers driving the lane. Shot is up, off the rim, no good. Rebounded away by Powson. He'll control for the Bulldogs. And now we've got a blocked foul. Connor Jeffers, as the ball handler trips over his leg, not in a legal guarding position. Fourth foul on Connor here. Possession to Anderson County in the backcourt. They'll play it in with 6:44 left on the clock, and they control a 9-point lead. Of course, Spencer gives the ball off right-hand side to Rutgers. Goes around the big pick. Down low, Allnut with the shot is up and in. He's fouled on the shot and will go to the line. Case Allnut got loose down low, and a good pass found him on the mark. That whistle and foul on Nordstad as he picks up his third personal foul, and now 16 fouls on the Wildcats. Allnut to the charity stripe. He'll set and complete the three-point play to put Anderson County up by a dozen, 56-68. The Bulldogs on top, and we've got a block foul on Rutgers this time as he tried to get defensive position. He is injured. He goes immediately to the bench with Coach Lyons, and he knows that that may be a serious injury.
Well, he heard it. Entered it, I think, in the second quarter. But he's in pain.
6:30 remaining on the clock with the injured player on the bench there holding his wrist as they call to the athletic director to come to the bench and give a look. Coach Lyons giving him his attention, his assistant on the far side. Drive to the hoop. Nordstad can't get it to fall, but he's fouled on the way, and Brandon will go to the charity stripe for the Wildcats.
Yeah, he may have broken something there, taking him to the locker room.
They knew immediately, and it looks like, I believe that's his parents leaving from the stands here also to give him that attention. A foul was whistled on number 1, Case Allnut, his third personal, as Nordstad steps up and hits the first free throw. The Cats have got to score nearly every possession from here on out.
And they've got to play some defense.
Shot on the way, rims off. Fiedler gets the rebound. Turnaround shot is up and good by Garrison. Strong move by Garrison Fiedler to get the putback two for the Cats. And we're down to single digits again. 59-68 with 6 minutes remaining on the clock. Edens with a shot up, and they're going to whistle that foul on Jace Watkins. Jace said, no, I had all ball. The official on the mark with the whistle. Jace with his first personal foul. 17 fouls now on the Wildcats as they send number 2, Garrett Edens, to the line to shoot a pair. His first is on the way up and good. And he'll be there for a second opportunity. Back to a 10-point margin, 59-69, with 6:10 remaining in tonight's game. Edens with another free throw attempt. It's up and good also. Edens a big second half here with 10 points and 15 total for the sophomore. Cats with the ball out at the top. Jeffers drives, kicks off to Nordstad. A three is good. Brandon Nordstad rained home another three. He's got to crank it up just like they did last night to get those numbers rolling. Rundle gives the ball up. Ball loose on the floor. In the hands of Allnut. He'll skip it back to Rundle. Dribble drive to the hoop. Lays it down low, and Edens is there for the bucket. We've got a timeout on the floor by Anderson County. A quick 30-second timeout as it's back to a 10-point margin, 62-72. Anderson County on top here in sub-state action tonight. Again, everybody playing for that one more game. It's a win or go home season for all the teams across the state. And we had an update from a former athlete at Burlington High. Moved on to Baker University. That's Colby Johnson. As a freshman, this week he is participating in the NAIA National Wrestling Tournament in Des Moines, Iowa. And Colby yesterday went 1-1 in his first round of matches and moves on to Saturday action. And we'll look for an update from Baker freshman Colby Johnson as he moves on in college wrestling.
That's impressive.
So back on the floor now for the Cats. They'll play it in. Jace Watkins to key it. He'll get the return pass, look up court, dribble across the timeline. Falson with the defense. He'll split the defenders, kicks out to Hess. A three is good. Cats back-to-back three-pointers as they trim that lead to a 7-point margin.
The MyTown Media Station.
Rock and roll can save the world.
Classic rock. KSMP 97.7 Burlington. The Flint Hills Classic Rock Station. 97.7 The Dawg.
Connor Jeffers doing his best to put the effort out to get that steal, and he is whistled up for his 5th personal foul. Connor giving effort all over the court. Will check out to the bench along with Coach Barrett as he will finish his high school basketball career here in the sub-state action. Jordan Torres to check in for Connor. And to the line steps number 5, Carlson Powson. Powson, a big number in that first half of play, has been held to only 4 points in the second. He'll be at the line for 1 plus a bonus here. That shot on the way finally rolls around and down for the first free throw. 18 fouls on the Wildcats, 2 more before they're into the double bonus now. Powson sets at the line. It's on the way up and good. A 9-point lead, 74-65. Cats release to Fiedler, up court. They go to Jace. Ball stripped, but we've got a whistle and a foul on the steal. They'll play it in on the sideline. Number 1, Case Allnut picking up his 4th personal foul here. And that's the 16th foul on Anderson County. Next one will send the Wildcats to the line. Checking in as a substitute, number 10, Tanner Spencer comes back in for Anderson County in place of Allnut. Clock stopped with 4:55 as the Cats inbound on the near side. Look to Watkins. Now they'll give it up to Torres. Nordstad steps in for a 3. It's no good. Loose ball. Carlson has it. Somebody get back. He'll set back and comes across the timeline. Lays it down low to Edens. It won't fall. Now we've got a whistle and a foul on Torres. Trying to fight for that rebound. Jordan Torres picks up his first personal foul, which will send number 23, John Rundle, to the line for Anderson County. He'll shoot 1 plus a bonus here. With the clock stopped, 4:45. Free throw on the way, in and out, no good, and Fiedler boards it for the Cats. Finds Jace in the backcourt. He'll bring it across the timeline. And a push-off, number 10, with the foul. Spencer picks up his second. And with 17 fouls now, the Wildcats will step to the line. That's where all that practice comes in that you spend at the charity stripe. See if it'll pay off for the Cats as Jace Watkins steps up for Burlington. 4 points on the night for Jace. Add 1 more with that free throw, and he'll get the bonus. 74-66. Cats creeping back into this contest here at the 4:34. Another free throw good, and we've got a 7-point game. Pressure in the backcourt. Spencer comes out of there with it. Gives it up to Keyser. And a steal. No, possession tie-up. Nordstad getting in there and getting after it. The possession stays with Anderson County, but that just changes the light on the far side, and the next possession comes back to the Wildcats. Keyser to inbound. Looks in the backcourt. Now finds Powson on the play. He'll dribble to the left wing. Reverse goes right to the top side to Edens. Now back to Powson. Coach Lyons on his feet. We've got a block foul on Fiedler, doing his best to get defensive positioning there, but going to the ground and whistled for the foul. With 10 team fouls, they're into the double bonus here with 4:11 left on the clock in the fourth. Towson holding his chest as he went to the ground suffering a little injury, but I'm sure the adrenaline is pumping pretty fast in that young guy. He's going to set up for a double bonus. First one rolls off the rim, wouldn't find a home, but he'll have a second opportunity. At the charity stripe, Towson with the second free throw. It's all netted home. And back to an 8-point lead. Across the timeline, Watkins gets rid of the ball to Hess. He's going to drive the baseline up and in for the bucket. Taking Hess made the most of it right there for the Wildcats. Not sure if Jace may have twisted an ankle a little bit. He's kind of gingerly out there on the floor. Towson's going to drive the lane, shot up and in. He's fouled on the way to the hoop, and he'll be there for a free throw also. Using that left hand on the near side. Gets past the defender. Number 13, Jordan Torres, is whistled for the foul. And it sends Towson to the line. And he'll shoot one after the made bucket. Free throw, this one's on the way up and good. A 78-69 margin now for Anderson County on top. As Watkins brings it up court, stops at the three. In and out, and won't find the net. As close as you can come to making that shot, but Anderson County comes up court quickly on the other side. They'll clear it ahead to Towson. Ball's knocked loose, but stays in the hands of Anderson County on the near side with the clock stopped at 3:27. Anderson County in the lead. They'll play it into the backcourt to Keyser. He goes down, but Tegan Hess rode him to the ground. Both players kind of got their feet tangled up. And that will send Keyser to the line to shoot the double bonus as Tegan is whistled for his second personal foul. Damon Keyser hasn't scored a point yet, but he'll have two opportunities here from the stripe. 3:25 on the clock as it rolls down to the finish of tonight's Sub-State Championship game. Winner moving on to Emporia for next week's state tournament. Keyser hits the first free throw and will stay at the line for his second opportunity. Another free throw for Keyser. Wildcat rebounders take their position. Shot on the way. Hard off the back of the rim. No good. But Carson Meyer clears it for the Cats. They'll put it in the hands of Fiedler. Up court they'll come. Jace Watkins with the dribble. On the right side, Nordstaff behind the arc. His three off the rim hard. No good. Fiedler boards it. Gives it out to Jace for three. And he hits one. Jace Watkins' first three-pointer of the night. And he's got 8 for the Cats. Back to a 7-point margin. 79-72, Anderson County on top. We're inside 3 minutes to play here. Anderson County will milk that clock for all it's worth. Towson picks up the dribble, gives to Rundle now. They'll swing it left wing. Keyser with the dribble. Finds Spencer on the far side, and Hess is whistled for the hold foul. Tegan Hess frustrated out on the court there. But his man will go to the line to shoot 2 free throws. Number 10, Tanner Spencer. He hit a pair in the first quarter, his only 2 of the night. And he'll stand up for 2 free throws right here. First one is in and out, no good. As he'll stay there for the second opportunity. Allnut checks into the lineup for Anderson County. Ready for that second free throw. Clock stopped at 2:37. Shot is on the way. It's good. Count that one for Spencer, his third of the night. And it's back to an 8-point lead. 80-72. Anderson County in the lead. We've got a timeout on the floor as we get near the end of tonight's basketball contest. We'll take this 1-minute timeout and be back with Wildcat basketball on the Dog.
Napa know-how.
If you're looking for a great start to the new year, then Napa Auto Parts is just what you need. A dependable Napa Legend Premium battery with an 84-month warranty, the Napa Legend Premium will deliver great starts for the next several years. Plus, purchase one during January. You'll get a $20 prepaid Visa gift card by mail, a new battery, and $20 back. Now that's a great start to the new year. Go NapaMocan.com or Napa Mocan on Facebook for more great offers.
Hi, this is Colin Sleazer with Alpha Roofing, LLC in Burlington. We specialize in residential and commercial roofing and have become one of the most respected roofing companies in Northeast Kansas. Customer service is our #1 priority, and knowing that your home or business is safe in our hands is what makes this licensed contractor your #1 choice. If it's a repair or an entire roof, we have the knowledge and skills to get the job done right. Stop in at 213 North 3rd Street, Burlington, or check out our website at www.alpharoofers.com. Alpha Roofing, your hometown roofing expert.
Back to courtside with your voice of the Wildcats, Jim Hills on 97.7 The Dog.
Welcome back to Burlington Wildcat basketball on the Dog. We're in the championship game at Anderson County. The Wildcats and the Bulldogs fighting it out on the floor. The Bulldogs with an 80-72 lead here as we approach the 2-minute mark. Wildcats need to get on the board. That score by Tegan Hess. Down the lane and good for 2. It's a 6-point contest now, 80-74. Wildcats put the pressure defense on. They've got to get the steal and get that ball back in hand. Spin move. They release down low to Allnut. It's tipped away, but out of bounds off the mark. And that will be Anderson County ball to play in on the end line with 2:05 remaining on the clock. Towson steps out to key it in for Anderson County. Looking at the lineup. In the corner, Evans with the ball on the dribble. Should reach in, but a foul. That's going to stop the clock as Carson Byer picks up his first personal foul. And then number 2, Garrett Edens to the line for Anderson County. No time off the clock if they can fail on a couple of free throws, but that first one was on the mark, and he'll be set for a second. He's got 18 points on the night as he was the big gun during the third quarter, but now a pair of free throws sends it back to an 8-point margin. 74-82. Jace sets from 3, short off the front of the rim, no good, and rebounded away to Allnut. Up court comes Towson on the far side dribble. Pulls it back out on the top. Now Rundle. Reach in by Fiedler. Stops the clock. His third personal foul. And John Rundle, the big 6'5 senior, will be at the line. Rundle missed the front end of a 1-and-1 earlier here in the fourth quarter. But now with over the limit, it'll be a 2-shot bonus. First one is on the way. That's up and good. And he'll set for a second free throw attempt. Set at the charity stripe. The lefty sends it home for another free throw. And 8 points on the night. Up court comes Jace on the near wing. Puts it in the hands of Nordstadt. Comes off the pick. Drives the lane. Drive into the bucket, but it won't fall home. We've got a whistle and a foul. The two officials looking at each other like, who wants to call this one? Number 11 with the foul is Damon Keyser, picking up his third personal. And Nordstadt will step to the line to shoot a pair. Brandon, first one is on the way up and good. And he'll be there for the second. Cats have got to score instantly. 1:30 left on the clock here. Second one won't fall home. Loose ball. Fiedler gets it, and with the putback gets the score. 84-77 now. Cats trail by 7, and a timeout by Coach Barrett with 1:21 left on the clock. The Wildcats fighting and scratching for an opportunity to play on next week in the state tournament in Emporia. What an exciting contest we've got here for you tonight as these two teams are matching it up for the fourth time this season. And it comes down to the final game of sub-state action here on the road at Anderson County. We're glad you could join us here tonight as we bring you both Lady Cats and Wildcat basketball. The Lady Cats on the short end of the contest with the Bulldogs from Baldwin, as they will represent our area in the ladies' side of the tournament next week in Emporia. Winner from here goes on to Emporia next week also, with that tournament starting ladies action on Wednesday, men's on Thursday, and then combined Friday and Saturday men's and women's contest. But we're not over here. We've got another minute 20 to play. Wildcats trailing by 7. Anderson County to inbound the ball. And the Wildcat defense needs to steal immediately. Fiedler with pressure in the backcourt. Lob high over the top, and a steal no into the hands of Anderson County. Edens with the dribble. Goes on the far side. Ball tipped away, but out of bounds by Watkins. And Anderson County will play it in on the near side.
I have to hack. Never gets it right away.
Looking for the inlet. Flop high over the top to Rundle. He steps backcourt. Loose ball, but it is Anderson County's ball. Looking on the near side, he was all over that center line, but the official says not a backcourt violation, as there was not team possession. Inbound, they go to Allnut, now to Rutgers. He'll dribble drive, but fouled out on the open court. Fiedler reaching in to stop the clock with that foul, picks up his 4th personal, and sends Rutgers to the line for Anderson County. He'll be at the double bonus mark now at the charity stripe, with Anderson County up by 7 points. 1:09 on the clock. Rutgers eyes the mark. That one finds a home. And he will be there for the second of that double bonus. Minute 9 on the clock as we set play for the free throw. It's on the way and also good for Rutgers. Completes the double. Across the timeline come the Cats. Fiedler drives to the hoop all the way, but it's blocked out, and we've got a whistle and a foul. Big John Rundle went up, body on body, slaps the ball away, but too much contact. The officials whistle him for his 3rd personal and send Garrison Fiedler to the line to shoot a pair for the Wildcats. Fiedler on the night with 22 points, looking to add one more with the first free throw and another with his second opportunity to come. 86-78 on the scoreboard. Short off the rim, no good. Cats can't control, but now Nordstad comes out of there with the loose ball. Finds Watkins, three! I'm out. Jace Watkins hits the 3 ball and a timeout immediately, as we've got a 5-point contest, 81-86, with 50 seconds remaining in the game. That's kind of how you draw it up on the chalkboard. Make the first, miss the second, get the ball back, and then hit a 3. That's a 4-point play to bring the Wildcats right back in it to a 5-point margin, 86-81, here on the road at Anderson County. Never say never. You got to play it out to the very end here at any of these basketball tournaments. It's a round ball, but it doesn't always bounce square with the world, as we've found out.
It's very true. And what do we have, 50-some-odd seconds, which is an eternity in basketball?
That's very true. 50 seconds on the clock here. Anderson County has shot 20 free throws in the 4th quarter alone.
Oh, man.
And a breakout pass ahead on the inlet. Play up, but missed the shot. Carson Byer disrupting the player Allnut as he goes up for the layup. Don't count that basket, but he'll be at the line to shoot 2 free throws, 2 more on the list for Anderson County. Good play by Anderson County on the inbound play to send a man running deep as he chased down that inlet. And Allnut stepping to the line gets the first free throw to fall. He'll be for a second. Second is in the hoop also. Back to a 7-point margin now for Anderson County. Jace Watkins with the ball in the backcourt. He's hacked. Number 11, Keyser, is whistled for the foul, his fourth of the night. And that'll send Jace to the line. Now in the double bonus, Jace needs to hit that first one. Is it time to miss on purpose? There's a play for that, we know. Jace steps up. First free throw on the way. Can't get it to fall. Off the side, and now Jace will step up for his second opportunity. Fiedler in rebounded position along with Hess. Free throw rolls off the rim, no good, and rebounded out to Rundle. He'll clear it ahead to Powson. Up court they'll come on the far side, lays it down low to Eden. He sinks the bucket and is fouled. He'll go to the line for Anderson County. Aggressive play by the Bulldogs here as they force the issue on possession, and it turns right home to them. Number 4, Carson Byer picks up that foul. And going to the line will be Garrett Edens. His free throw is good. Finishes off the three-point play. Watkins up court quickly for the Cats. Down low, Fiedler, ball stripped into the hands of Nordstaff for three. A rainbow home for Brandon. And a timeout called with 26 seconds remaining on the clock here. And the Cats still trail by 7. 84-91 is the mark. As Coach Barrett talking it over with his players on the sideline. They know to keep playing to the very final buzzer here tonight on the road at Anderson County. Nobody in the crowd is leaving. We know that for sure. We didn't get an exact update, but the injured player for Anderson County, we did see his parents return to their seats here in the auditorium. So that probably tells us that he didn't need medical attention at the...
Back on the sideline.
And he's over there on the sideline.
He's got ice pack on his wrist, so...
You did pick up his number on the far side, and that's a big old ice pack. He didn't want to miss the end of the contest here.
If it's hurt or broke...
It's not going to hurt it or break it anymore.
Exactly. So you might as well sit here and enjoy the win.
Anderson County will play the ball in the backcourt. Allnut receives the pass and is fouled. Byer, guilty of his fourth personal foul, stops the clock here with 25 seconds and sends Cass Allnut to the line to shoot that double bonus again.
Bill Byers doing what he was set in to do.
That's right. That's his deal. Sets at the charity stripe. Allnut, first one is on the way. And connects. He'll set for another free throw coming. He connects 2 in a row and sends that back to a 9-point margin for Anderson County. Watkins up court quickly. Picks up the dribble, goes back out to Fiedler. He'll fire up a three. It's off the mark. Loose ball on the floor. Hess gets it, drives the baseline, up and can't score. Rebound, and a foul stops the clock here by Fiedler. The Bulldog crowd on their feet as they know that the time is coming for a victory. As the clock is stopped, a 9-point margin here, and they'll be going to the charity stripe. Garrison Fiedler, fouling out with his 5th personal foul, will go to the bench. Another senior on the sideline for the Wildcats, finishing off in sub-state action as number 11, Damon Keyser, will go to the line.
Just tell her we'll be there before 10. They close the kitchen at 10. Okay, yeah.
And at the charity stripe. The first free throw is good. Either up and makes the first, and he'll be there for a second free throw also, as all of the Anderson County players vacate the line. That free throw is good also. Cats will inbound. Tegan Hess brings it across the timeline. Stops and he pops a three at the buzzer, no good. And it's a victory for the Anderson County Bulldogs, 95-84 in tournament action here on their home court tonight to earn the trip to Emporia to the Class 4A Division II state tournament to begin next Thursday night for Anderson County. The Burlington Wildcats gave them everything that they could throw out on the floor to produce a ball game for the crowd here tonight, as both teams finish it off on Saturday night championship round. We're going to get our stats together from tonight's Wildcat game and Lady Cat game from earlier when we come back and wrap up the basketball season here on the Dog.
He dribbles left. He dribbles right. He shoots and scores. You don't need to dribble all over town or hit the road to find the right parts for your cars when you stop and shop at Burlington Auto Supply. We sell name brand quality parts you can count on. AC Delco spark plugs, Gates belts and hoses, and Wix filters are just a few of the manufacturers we use to keep your equipment in great performing condition. We're backing the Cats all season long here at Burlington Auto, your bumper-to-bumper parts store. Wow.
When it comes to the health of you and your family, choosing the right pharmacist is just as important as choosing the right doctor. Find a pharmacist that's right for you at your local Medicine Shop pharmacy. More than a healthcare advisor, they take the time to get to know you and to personally answer all your healthcare questions and concerns. Make the right choice. Choose a Medicine Shop pharmacist. The Medicine Shop Pharmacy in Burlington, Kansas. Caring beyond prescriptions.
When the lights come up on Friday and Saturday nights at high schools and colleges across the region, it's often on a field built by Crossland Construction. Many Crossland employees played on those fields and were educated in the schools that are thriving parts of our communities today. Crossland is a proud supporter of area athletics and urges you to be a part of your local school community. Many of the athletes playing today may help Crossland build across our region in the future. Check out career opportunities at Crossland.com. Crossland Construction, build you.
Ready to go?
Almost. You just have to stop at the bank, get a few money orders, to pay some bills.
Well, why don't you just write the checks yourself?
I can't.
Still? I thought you were back on your feet financially.
I am, but I never thought starting from square one would take this long.
For a second chance at a banking relationship, it's Central Time. Whatever the reason, life happens. You might have had a checking account that was overdrawn when it was closed. And finding a bank who will let you start with a clean slate can be a challenge. That's why Central National Bank offers New Opportunity Checking. Write checks, use a Visa check card, and enjoy free online banking and free ATM use at Central National Bank ATMs. Plus, you have a place to cash your checks. Ask about New Opportunity Checking from Central National Bank. It's money for life, the way we live today. Some restrictions and fees apply.
Central National Bank, money for life.
Member FDIC in your hometown since 1884.
Back to courtside with your voice of the Wildcats, Jim Hills on 97.7 The Dog.
Welcome back to Burlington Wildcat basketball on the Dog. Wild was the game tonight, but the Burlington Wildcats could not get the victory over Anderson County Bulldogs here in the championship round of the sub-state tournament hosted at Anderson County, with the Bulldogs taking a 65-84 victory over the Wildcats. Burlington got off to a great start, out to a 10-3 lead in the first quarter, and held a 4-point advantage at the end of that first quarter. Anderson County fights back and takes their first lead of the night at the 6:22 mark of the second quarter, and never relinquished the lead the rest of the contest. They led a 42-38 margin at the end of the halftime break and extended that to a 10-point lead, outscoring the Wildcats 24-16 in the third quarter. The final quarter, Wildcats fought back, got as close as 5 with 26 seconds remaining on the clock. But Anderson County sealed the deal at the charity stripe and takes the 95-84 win over Burlington tonight. Big number that shows on the board. Wildcats forced a foul to try to get that ball back in the fourth quarter. Sent Anderson County to the charity stripe 27 times in the fourth quarter. They hit 19 of 27 to seal the victory there. Scoring for Anderson County, 3 points each from Tanner Spencer and Damon Teaser. 8 points tonight from John Rundle. In double figures with 14 was Cass Allnut, 16 for Carlson Towson. 22 on the night for Garrett Edens. He had 17 in the second half alone. But the big number came from Justin Ruckers tonight as he puts 27 on the board to lead his team to the championship victory. On the Wildcats side of the ledger, those scoring numbers did not explode like we saw last night in the first round game. 6 points from Connor Jeffers tonight, and then 4 players in double figures. 11 points for Jace Watkins. 18 tonight from Brandon Nordstadt. Tegan Hess, big game of the year. He totals 21 points for the Wildcats. And Garrison Fiedler, the senior, finishes his career at Burlington with a 23-point performance. But the Wildcats could not overcome the scoring prowess of Anderson County here tonight. Lady Cats also on the short end of the scoreboard tonight in their game with the Baldwin Bulldogs, who prevailed in a 55-35 win and earned their trip to Emporia next week also. So with these 2 games in the books, we're going to close the book on the 2018 season and congratulate the Burlington Lady Cats and Wildcats for giving us their best performances all season long, whether on the road or at home. We had a chance to bring it home to you every Tuesday and Friday night, some Saturday nights involved in that. It was fun to go. Rick, you and I have been doing this a while. We get entertained every year, and we know it comes to a close. Tonight, it's at the championship round of the Sub-State.
Yes, it is, and congratulations to the Anderson County Bulldogs. I think a lot of teams would have loved to have been where the Burlington boys and girls were at tonight, playing for the championship. We had the opportunity to, but came up short in both games, and we'll do her again next year.
That's right. That's how that works, isn't it?
That's right.
We have had a great time being able to follow the Lady Cats and the Wildcats and bring it on home to you. Anytime the schedule calls, we'll go and put it on the radio. You know your voice of the Wildcats and the Lady Cats. We love doing it for you. And make sure that you let our sponsors know that you listen in to Lady Cat Wildcat basketball all season long. Going to be a little quiet until it's time to gear it up again, but we'll get refreshed and revigorated as the future looks bright for both teams with the underclassmen who played key roles in this year's contest. Practice starts again probably on Monday. Some of them will be ready to take it back on the court and prepare for next season. We're going to sign it off, send it back to Bobby. We'll get a call into the Kansas High School scoreboard show tonight to wrap up the Lady Cat and Wildcat seasons and give them that report. You can tune in at 10 o'clock to listen to scores all around the state and find out who's moving on to state tournament action next week. We encourage you to attend the games, whether they be near or far, to support your teams anywhere you encourage young people to excel. So for Richard Mahoney, Rick Smith, this is Jim Hill saying thank you for bringing us into your homes right here on the Dawg. We're signing off and headed for the house. Bobby, it's time to go. Good night.
Thanks for listening to the Burlington Wildcats. The Wildcats are being brought to you this season in part by
Alpha Roofing, Beckman Motors, Burlington Building Materials, Burlington Auto Parts,